Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. Guys, today we're going to dive into the altcoins. What I want to do is encourage you to take a look at this altcoin with an open mind, okay? I know what you want to hear. Everybody wants to hear that their coin is going to 50x, 100x. I get it. I want to hear that too, okay? But listen to me. I've been through 3 bull markets and I'm now in my 3rd bear market, okay? And I'm not saying I'm always correct, okay? But I know how these things go, okay? We're going to look at the coin from a technical standpoint. How many of you a few weeks ago, as your coin was going up 60, 70, 100%, was listening to the influencers telling you this time is different, super cycle, Bitcoin dominance is headed down, alt season is here, blah, 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 blah. And today your coin is probably down 50%. Okay, don't listen to the noise. Okay, we're going to look from a technical standpoint. Okay, I don't know about your fundamentals of your coin. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. We can't predict what may happen later, what partnerships may come in, what scandals may come up. We can't predict those types of things, but what we can predict and know for a fact are things like tokenomics, circulating supply, technical analysis. Those things don't change. So we can look at it from a technical standpoint and take a realistic approach to what this coin might do. If anything comes later, like some sort of hopium or some sort of deal or some sort of thing like that in the economy with your coin, where it gets worldwide mass adoption, great, that's a bonus. But be prepared for less, okay? Or be prepared for a more realistic target. The biggest mistake I made in my first cycle was listening to everyone else who said that my coin was going to 50, 60x. And as I sat here and watched it 10 and 15x, which was great, I didn't take profit because I was waiting on that 50x because I believed the narrative. And I wound up writing that coin all the way back down and round tripping it, right? I learned from that mistake. If you're not at least open-minded to hearing what a conservative approach would be, then you're only showing your inexperience in this market. So don't be inexperienced. If you are inexperienced, at least try to learn, okay? If I think your coin's going to 100x, I'm going to tell you that. If I think it's going to 5x, I'm going to tell you that. If I think it's going to 0, I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to keep it real with you. I know I could get way more clicks by just coming in and shouting 100x, but that's not going to serve you anything good in the future. So let's take a realistic approach to these coins, and we'll see if we can figure out where a good bull market top is going to be. Let's take a look at the charts. Here we go. All right, taking a look at AAVE by request. Speaking of which, if you have a request you want me to look at your altcoin, drop a comment down below. I will be happy to run the tokenomics on that and give you my opinion and my price prediction for the next bull run. AAVE here on the weekly Binance charts. AAVE set an all-time high of $707 back in May of 2021. Now, at that time, you had a all-time high, also market cap of $6.58 billion with a circulating supply of 13 million coins, okay? Let's fast forward. You, of course, didn't have the bear market. Let's fast forward to last cycle. You set a cycle high of $400 on December 16th of 24. Now, at that time, you had a market cap of 5.5 billion and a circulating supply of 15 million. So a couple million more, about 15% more coins. You didn't do that much less in market cap, but a significant less price high here because you are slightly diluted in your coins and token unlocks. Today, we're looking at a price of $62. About a $950 million market cap and a circulating supply of 15.4 million. So not too bad on the dilution of tokens, some dilution. Let's look forward at next cycle. We anticipate a high Q4 high of 2029. Now, this could be slightly different if your high is a little later, a little before. Bitcoin topped in Q4 of 2025, so 4-year cycle, you do the math. I understand that alts topped a little before, so maybe you top a little before, and this is a little different, but it's going to be pretty dang close. At the time that we're projecting next cycle high, you should have a circulating supply of 16 million, which is about 20% more coins than you had at your all-time high, okay? So 20% more. Therefore, your market cap will have to reach $8 billion for you to reach $707 again. I think that is very unlikely to happen. Not necessarily that it can't, because 20% more is such a big deal. Lots of coins do that. It's just for the fact that from one cycle to the next, you did not set a price all-time high or a market cap all-time high. Neither one. Both of them went down, which means there was less interest in this coin in the last cycle than the cycle before that. So this coin appears to be losing interest. So unless some fundamentals come in that really spark interest in this coin, you can actually expect another lower high. Looking at current price action, we are right here trending near our lows of the last cycle. You can see here. And I do think if Bitcoin takes another leg down, either now or in Q4 of this year, you could take out these lows right here, okay? And if you did that, that would be on the very macro scale, setting a series of lower highs and then lower lows, which you could expect that to continue into another lower high and another lower low. So I think you're about to set some sort of formation like this. I do have a price prediction for you guys, and my price prediction is that you will set a $4.5 billion market cap as opposed to a $5.5 billion market cap and a $6.5 billion before that. So 6.5, 5.5, 4.5 in this next cycle, which would give you a price of $281. I do think you'll come down into the area of high 30s into high 40s. So let's call it $35 to $45. I think you're going to come down into here. So if you did get down into there, let's just call it somewhere in the middle, about $40. You could be looking at a maybe 500% maximum, in my opinion. I think there are far better opportunities than this coin. I think there are a lot more bullish coins that could give you a lot better return on your investment. And let's not forget that you have this huge imbalance down here. Okay, huge imbalance down here between 2018 to your bull market top of 2021. So if you should lose this green box, you could actually free fall all the way back down here and recover some of this, kind of come down to some of this support, sub $10. I think that is unlikely to happen, but it can happen. And you need to be aware of that if you're looking to buy this coin right here. This is not a coin I'd be interested in touching. You just are losing interest here. Higher highs, higher lows. I know I've said that, but you just need to be aware. There are plenty of coins out there that have higher high and higher low structures, and we can expect that trend to continue. This is the opposite. So even at price point now or the green box, the return on investment is not there. It's not a risk to reward that I would want to take, but hey, not financial advice. It's for you to make the decision. I just present the tokenomics and the case and my prediction. If you found this content useful, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you comment your alt below, or let me know what you think about this coin. Maybe there's some extreme fundamental news I don't know about this coin that could really propel it to new highs. Until then, I will see you guys next time.